What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Implo1cations, aka Best in the Game. Man, I just brought a lot of enthusiasm to the table, guys. This is Overwatch. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Implications. You haven't played Overwatch in months. Why bring it back now? Well, I've formed some final opinions on this game and some thoughts on where the game is going. So, wanted to share all those with you. And it's been so long since I played this, I figured, what do I have to lose, alright? My elo sucks. We'll just get that out of the way right now. That's just me slowly tanking over the course of a season, which kind of led me to stop. I am playing as Reinhardt in this game, kind of stepping a little bit out of my comfort zone. I did play him a lot towards the beginning of this game, and then kind of backed off and switched to like healers. Soldier 76 was a good pick for me. So I'm, like I said, a little out of the comfort zone. Don't judge me if I have any pushes or anything I'm not supposed to. But Overwatch. I have been wanting to make this video for a while now because the thoughts and feelings I've had on this game are very specific. So finally got around to making this video. So the main point, besides the main point I want to make before I get into this, is I really do firmly believe that Overwatch is a great game, alright? As a video game, it's fantastic, alright? I had some really, really great times in this game, alright? It was a lot of fun at times. It's one of those games where when something really comes together and works, it's just amazing, alright? And that's why it's a good game. There's a but. There's a but to this, alright? No. We'll go ahead and praise the game a little bit more before I bash it. All right, I'm not really even bashing the game directly. But Overwatch is a really unique game in the sense that it has a lot of variety for a competitive multiplayer basis. You know, you look at big console competitive games like Call of Duty. It's a very straightforward first-person shooter, different game modes. All right, Overwatch is it's a shooter. All right. But you have so many freaking elements at play here, alright? You've got a variety of characters. The characters are broken up into different classes, alright? You, as a hero, counter other heroes, alright? So you gotta know when to use your ult, alright? It's a very position-based game. You always have to be constantly aware of where you are, where your teammates are, where the other team is, and your position in relation to them, alright? This game is as much an individual player-based game as it is a team-based game, and vice versa. It's just as much a team-based game as it is an individual-based game, alright? As an individual player in a competitive aspect, you have to be able to win your one-on-one gunfights, alright? You have to be able to be smart about when to push and when not to push, alright? You have to be aware, you know, hey, am I the counter for a hero on the other team? What are their heroes, alright? And there's just so much that goes on in play. Like I said, that's why when something really comes together nicely and your team is really cohesive and plays as a unit, this game can be one of the most enjoyable things ever. All right, like I said, I had great times in this game. Not a lot of people don't think about or put enough interest in is how not the community as a whole, I don't want to bash the community, but how the community and how individual players can affect the game, alright? Let's take an example, alright? I played on a 3 or 4 man team with, 2 or 3 randos for most seasons, alright? I did have a full team a little bit, which was fun, alright? If you have a full team and you guys get along, that is the perfect setup for this game. If you're playing competitive, though, as a solo queue, or maybe you've got 2 or 3 teammates, it can be very, very challenging, alright? More often than not, and by the way, guys, there is no magical elo where the bullcrap stops, alright? It happens at a lot of levels, probably all levels, to be quite honest. So, when you match with people, alright, the biggest thing, in my opinion, about this game is being willing, alright, you need to be pliable. You need to be moldable by your team. Alright, if you are playing something and you are underperforming or your team really needs a different role, alright, you have to be that person to step up when no one on your team does, alright. Unfortunately, that's usually me willing to change to that second healer or that Reinhardt or something that nobody wants to play. but not enough people are willing to do that, all right? You get too many people that want to play, their Bastion, their Hanzo, their Widowmaker, all right? Now, don't get me wrong. I have seen some really surprisingly good Hanzos, Widowmakers, and Bastions in my day. I'm not saying that you cannot excel as Hanzo, all right? But when you're underperforming, where your team really needs another role, a Hanzo, yeah, if you can get kills, that's nice, but a Hanzo's not going to replace a Reinhardt. A Hanzo, a Widowmaker's not going to replace a healer. A Bastion is not going to usually replace, like, a Soldier 76. Some people can if you're good enough, all right? But that's just the point I'm trying to make, is that this game is great, and it's really unfortunate that other players have ruined it for me, just because I went through countless games of just losing because people threw games because they got upset with another player. People refused to switch off of their heroes that they were not doing well with. And in a game like this, that is so important, because when somebody's not willing to do that, you're basically playing a man down or two men down, all right? However the case may be. Now, one thing, what is a negative as far as the game goes is also a highlight, all right? When you have a competitive multiplayer game that you can play a variety, you don't all have to do the same thing every time, all right? Yeah, there's a competitive meta, all right? And there's roles that typically perform best, when, different heroes are used together. But, how many Torb Symmetra, how many dive comps have you seen? If you have a team that plays together really well and individual performances are really well, you can get away with just about any lineup and do halfway decent, which, again, another great thing about this game, all right? There are so many variables at play, but you can manipulate them however you want, all right? But the main point I wanted to make is that, unfortunately, no matter how great a game is sometimes, other players can sometimes ruin that. So like I said, I don't want to take anything away from this game because it's a great game, but unfortunately that's kind of been my experience, all right? My elo was never that high. I got up to, I think, 2,500 or 2,600, and then I believe I was playing with my team for some of that, and then I just decided to play by myself, and within days, down to 2,000, all right? It can happen just like that. And now, in Spawn here was a great example. I was originally Ana. My teammate asked me to go Lucio. Any person who's human is going to hate that. Somebody asking you to do something or telling you to do something. But I changed, all right? And looking at it in hindsight, we already had a Mercy. Lucio was probably a better pick. I just feel more comfortable as Ana. But I changed, all right? And that is the takeaway from this, is that people just need to be willing to work with the team and change, all right? I don't care how good of a Hanzo you are. You're not going to replace a second healer. It's just not going to happen, all right? So people might disagree with me, but that's really just my experience with this game. We actually, as you can see, win this game. I don't know what elo that put me at. I didn't check, but whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Let me know what you think about my opinion, what you think about Overwatch if you play it. I definitely recommend getting it if you want a new game. It's a great experience. Just get a full team or stick to maybe just arcade. All right. Have a great week, guys, and I will see you next time.